Hello, my name is Tianna Holley, and I am the author of Unexpected Metamorphosis. It is the first book in the Alissia Roswell series, and it was published at the end of July 2013. The next one in the series is coming out end of spring 2014, which is not very far at all. In fact, the cover reveal for the next one will be January the 8th. You can see that on many blogs online on January the 8th. There will be giveaways for, many giveaways actually, for ebooks of Unexpected Metamorphosis. So if you haven't read it yet, there's always a chance before the next one comes out. Anyways, don't you love the cover? Pretty cover. As far as this cover goes, you know that for those of you that haven't read the book, the people that have read the book know that everything on this cover has a meaning, from the eyes to the purple to the tree to the butterflies, everything. So the people over at Jira Publishing did an amazing job on my cover. I really do love it. They get it right whenever they pegged what needed to be on the cover. The butterfly itself is a symbol for Alissia, and if you read the first book, you'll see why I say that. So there will be a butterfly on the second novel, and that's the only thing I'm going to tell you about the second novel. I'm not going to give you hints. I'm not going to tell you what the butterflies will be doing or anything like that, because you just have to wait and see. I have never recorded myself with a laptop. In fact, it took me 30 minutes to find the webcam on my computer. It's not that I use Skype and stuff like that, but it's a completely different software, and so I am completely new to this. And for the people that know me, they know that I don't like taking pictures, because it's just, they always just turn out wrong. And as I am an author now, people take pictures, and they've been in the newspaper and things like that, and I'm just very not happy with any of them. And so for me to be online right now on a video camera, sitting and talking to y'all and knowing that I'm going to post this out there, it's like, I'll get used to it. I may do more videos. I've been told by other authors that this is what I need to be doing. Social media, and not going to be overloading y'all with bunches of videos of me, because no, I don't have a lot to say. I have a lot to write. But no, I'll just tell you what needs to be told about the book and about the story, and just things like that. So we'll see how it goes, because I know that putting videos online with YouTube and all that really opens the door for people to slam me and say mean things, and there's some really crazy mean people in this world. And so, but I'm fine with that. I'm secure in who I am. Anyways, I am not going to read to you the first chapter, the second chapter, or anything like that. You can read that yourself, and I'm going to read one of my favorite excerpts from Unexpected Metamorphosis. It's a fantasy romance novel. There are two men involved. I will say this, I am a PG-13 author. That is on my, I blogged about it on tiannaholley.com, what you can expect from my writing. It's just that as a person, I don't curse. Therefore, I'm not going to type out curse words, because I just don't do it. And sex scenes, I am not going to be describing out sex scenes. It's just not, I don't read books that have a lot of sex. I read a lot of young adult books, teenage books. And in those books, some of them can be, pretty risque and everything. So you can get pretty good with the kissing. There is, I say it's PG-13 because my book has, it does have violence in it. Oh yes, and it does have a lot of, a lot. It has heated kissing in it. And I don't just say, oh, they kiss. No, I like to describe and talk about the kissing. So that's why you get a PG-13 rating on my novels. It's not going to, and if they're crossed the line at being too much, it would be in the violent section. But I'm not going to give you the sex scenes. But there are two men involved with Alissia. Not involved, I say that. Alissia is very hard to get to know. She has a past, and it doesn't come easy for her to trust people. And so just to have one relationship is hard enough, much less two. But basically, as an author, I had to take her life and throw her in a blender and turn her life upside down, which I did. and she's never trusted people, but I've had to put her in situations where she has to depend and has to rely upon people, which she's never been in that situation before, and it kind of really messes with her and breaks her down and kind of makes her remember things from her past that she would rather not remember, and it puts her in a situation with men that she's never been in before, and there's, well, if you read the book, you'll see why it's kind of complicated, really complicated. But this is one of the men. This is Luke, and they're complete opposites, both of the men are. We'll start it right here. Luke stared at the men thoughtfully for a long moment before saying, "You do understand I have a problem now that you know where she is and who she's with." Alissia stood frozen and watched as both men looked up into Luke's eyes and began to beg for their life. They promised they would tell no one they had seen her. When their voices began to rise in panic, Luke struck each of them in the mouth and warned them to calm down. He put restraints on them, and they looked at Alissia, whimpering as if begging her for their lives. Nolan was crying by now, and Alissia could stand no more. Hurting them was one thing, but killing them was another. She quickly crossed the short distance between them. "Stop this, Luke." Luke's head shot up, and he interrupted her in a warning tone. "If you say my name, I will kill them now." She cringed beneath his cold stare. By the time she could think of a response, he was already tying a long sock around Nolan's mouth. Instead of demanding him to stop what he was doing, she decided instead to try talking to him as if she were talking someone down from a ledge. In a soothing voice, she said, "You really don't want to kill them. We can find a way out of this, I promise. We can figure something out. Just talk to me." He grabbed his shirt and put it on without buttoning it, and then he looked at her. "All right, we'll talk about it." Her relief was short-lived as he swiftly picked her up and replied, "But not here." He was fast and he was strong. Within an instant, she found herself being carried down a narrow hall. His left arm was under her bottom, and his other arm held her firmly in place with her chest against his. She tried to lift her head, but his hand held it securely in place. As she struggled in his arms, she wildly kicked both of her legs. She heard him excuse himself to someone, and he explained that she was a very passionate lover. She wondered why her feet had not made contact with anyone. "You know how Khazarian women are," he said to someone with a laugh. She felt herself being carried up a flight of stairs, and that is when she was able to turn her head just enough for her teeth to find flesh. She then found satisfaction in hearing him groan as she bit down. Her bite did not last long because she soon heard him unlocking a door. Her teeth let go of him, and she held both of her legs out so that they caught each side of the door frame as he tried to walk through. After a short struggle, he was able to get inside the room and close the door, and then they fell on a bed with him on top of her. He caught both of her hands before they made contact with his face, and he dodged the headbutt she tried to give him as he pinned them down. As she struggled beneath his body, she realized they were in the same position as the first night they had met when he had tackled her. She was pinned beneath him, and he had his forehead on her shoulder while breathing heavily into her chest. Everything within her hoped the bite she had given him was more painful than the kick to his groin. And that is all I'm going to give you about Luke. Anyways, thanks for all the support everybody's given me. I know that there's people I haven't even met that have just made wonderful comments to me and said nice things, and I really thank you. And as far as the writers themselves, all the writers that I've talked to via social outlets or meeting face-to-face at the RNC in Las Vegas, everybody's just so nice. The writing community is wonderfully nice, and it's great, and I love it, and I love meeting everyone, and I love talking to everyone. So with that said, I would love to hear your comments down below, if hopefully positive and not negative. But if you haven't read Unexpected Metamorphosis, I can highly recommend this book, and it's a good one, and the second one's coming out soon. And I guess that's all I have. So, I love each and every one of you. Bye.